Life as we know it here in the United States is about to take a turn. This is breaking news. We are now starting to see protests, not just abroad, but here in the United States as well. We've seen protests in New York, New Orleans, and Chicago. Those three areas, and then we'll throw in Detroit as well, in the metropolitan area. They have the highest number of Palestinian people in the United States. That is creating chaos. Not because these people are being unruly, but because they want answers. And they want the United States to stop funding war. Just look at this. Let me show you this video, and you can see for yourself exactly what is going on.
Palestinians aren't animals! Stop!
Committee will suspend, and I again ask that those in the audience respect the people in the room and allow us to continue the hearing. The hearing will suspend until the disruption is removed.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
So you can see right there, this person is not happy. They want to stop the war between Israel and Gaza. It is killing the Palestinian people and is killing women and children, civilians who have nothing to do with what is really going on. Look at this one as well.
Because in this mission, as in so much that we do to advance America's national security, our defense, our diplomacy, our development must work hand in hand.
Committee will suspend, and again, I appreciate that people feel passionately about these issues. I would ask that you respect our witnesses and our committee members and allow the American people to hear their testimony. We will pause until the room is cleared.
So again, more people are questioning not only the Senate, and you can see in that video, you can see right there, all these people right here, this is the Senate, and they are grilling U.S. officials down here in the front row about the funding going over to Gaza. Now, we have seen a lot of questions on this. We have seen questions about, are we sending money? And is that money and are those weapons and is that humanitarian effort, is that going to go to Hamas? Some say it is. This is why we are not going to send more and more food and water and fuel, because the civilians, the people, the Palestinian people are the ones that are not getting it. It's being taken by Hamas. That is not something that President Biden wants. That's not something that U.S. officials want as well. Now, one thing I can tell you is that now we are starting to see the protests here on U.S. soil. We've seen it over in other countries. We've seen it many times. But now it's starting to happen here on U.S. soil. Just look at this.
We're looking down at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. This is Flatbush Avenue, where you can see a large rally that was labeled Flood Brooklyn for Gaza, a pro-Palestinian group. It's a long line of people. So far, a relatively peaceful march as they make their way along Flatbush Avenue.
They say it's peaceful, but is it really peaceful? Well, yes, it starts out as a peaceful, very peaceful march. But the truth is that these things can erupt. These things can go from bad to worse very quickly. I want to show you some pictures here. These are just some of the pictures, right? Look at this. This right here is in Pakistan. This right here is in Beirut. This, and look at that, look at those people there. This is in Morocco. And then we also have Madrid, Spain. A lot of people are out protesting because what are we fighting for? What is this money going to? And are we going to see an end to this? This is what people are asking. Well, thousands of people continue to march in support of Gaza in multiple cities across the world, and it's not going to stop. One thing that I can tell you right now is even in New York, we are seeing these protests go from bad to worse. Let me show you this right here. These are the scenes that continue to happen. These are in the more major cities. New York, New Orleans, Chicago, even in Detroit. There was a shooting. The shooting, again, was from a friendly pro-Palestinian march. This was a protest. They're wanting to know, why is the United States funding Israel? Why are we doing this? Because now we're seeing, in the latest reports, we're seeing almost 500 women and children hurt every single day in Gaza. These are civilians. people that have nothing to do with the war. They don't support Hamas. Okay? All they want is to live their life, grow, raise their children. That's it. But what are we doing? Well, here's where things are getting very interesting. We are now starting to see more and more reports saying that Congress is fighting over the funding to Israel. And as we see this happen, because what the rest of the world is waiting on is for the United States to come out and fund Israel. Give them money. Give them, support. Put the troops there on the ground, whatever. Right? This is our closest ally. It's a non-NATO ally in the Middle East. Israel is our closest non-NATO ally. So we have to support them. But look at this. This is just what some of the people were asking today when they were yelling at the Senate and the officials that were in this hearing. One person said, "Save the children of Gaza." Said, "Ceasefire now. Where is your pride in America?" You can see right here, this is Secretary of State Antony Blinken, and he is testifying before the Senate. Another person yelled, and it says, "Stop the brutal massacre." That's what they're saying. That is just a massacre. I have seen so many pictures, so many videos. It's disgusting. But really, where are we at? Well, here's where things are at right now. I want to show you this. According to the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, he is slamming the House of Representatives, or specifically Republicans within the House, saying that their Israel package is including poison pills and no Ukrainian funding or humanitarian aid for Gaza. What he is saying by this is, and again, we've seen this before, right now, President Biden wants to send about $106 billion in aid to Ukraine, Israel. It's going to slow down China as far as overtaking potentially Taiwan. Going to be defense for the United States, border protection, a lot of stuff here, okay? But in this $106 billion, roughly $106 billion proposal, there's what the House of Representatives is doing right now is they're eliminating the humanitarian aid for Gaza. And here's the reason why. I just want to throw this out there because I know a lot of people are questioning what in the world are we doing? Well, the reason why Republicans specifically, because they're the ones pretty much putting this bill together, are wanting to limit humanitarian aid to Gaza is because reports indicate that is going to help propel and empower Hamas. Simply because they are going to get the food, the fuel, the water, all the medications, all that stuff. They will now have access to it to save their people. Not the civilians, not the people that actually need it. That is the reason why, according to reports, that Republicans are hesitant. They're not opposing, but they are hesitant to put the money out there because if the money goes and it gets into the wrong hands, potentially Hamas, then we are empowering Hamas. That is going to make this war between Israel and Hamas go even farther, which technically is now a war between Israel and Gaza because of all the troops that are surrounding the entire area. 300,000 troops on the ground are prepared to enter Gaza. Now, one thing I can tell you is that right now the Senate is struggling with a bill that the House of Representatives is putting together and vice versa. I don't know if we're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't know when the end of this war will potentially be, but according to multiple experts and according to Netanyahu himself, he is saying that this is going to last many months. This is not just a quick one-time thing. It's going to last 3 weeks, which it already has, or potentially a month, which would be one more week. This is going to go on for additional many more months. Whether this goes on through the end of the year, whether this goes up into the middle of 2024, we don't know. But what we do know is that right now, there's many pro-Palestinian protests that are happening here in the United States, and some are worried that this is going to turn into a major issue, and potentially, this could be another run on the Capitol. We're already seeing right now, people are inside the Senate hearing. This happened in New York. Well, they're inside this Senate hearing, and what's going on is that now these people are asking for answers. You see in the video, okay? You see in many of these videos, I'll show you this one right here. So when she's walking out, you see all those people with their hands up? Yeah. If you look on the majority of their hands, if you see the front-facing camera, which I don't have that right now, but when you look at it, all their hands are red. They're red. They painted them red, okay? Because they're saying the Senate has blood on their hands. That's what they're saying. So, just wanted to fill you on what's going on right now because, again, this is breaking news. This is just happening now as we're seeing these protests become more and more, potent. And again, these are things going to start popping up. And as they do, we're going to have the American people asking and demanding answers, which means the Senate and Congress is going to have to step up. I mean, President Biden will have to give us, the real answers. And who knows if that's something that U.S. officials are willing to do. So, as we get more information, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of right now. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.